Hi Nana. We will learn some processes involved in metallurgy. See, actually, in metallurgy, the extraction of metals from the ores, it involves several processes. So all the processes can be classified into three types. One is known as electrometallurgical process, electrometallurgical process, or else simply electrometallurgy. Okay. Next, next one is um, pyrometallurgy, and the third one is hydrometallurgy. So here, actually, electrometallurgy it is used for the extraction of highly reactive metals. For the extraction of highly reactive metals. Okay, for example, uh, potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium. Okay, like this. So here, what happens? Electrometallurgy. Electro means so it involves electrolysis process. The reduction, the reduction of the ore into the metal. Okay, the reduction of these metals are obtained from the ore by the process of electrolysis. Hence, it is known as the electrometallurgy process. Next, pyrometallurgy process. So pyro means very high temperatures. Pyrometallurgy involves heating of the ore, okay, at high temperatures. So here moderately reactive metals. So moderately reactive metals, moderately reactive metals can be extracted, okay, by this pyrometallurgical process. Okay, by pyrometallurgy process. So moderately reactive metals means metals ranging from zinc to copper. Okay, those elements are moderately reactive metals, or else the metals which are placed at the middle of the activity series, and the metals which are placed at the bottom of the activity series and which are very less reactive. So those metals they are extracted by hydrometallurgy process. So that means these metals, metals are less reactive metals. Okay. Less reactive metals. Okay, so less reactive metals are obtained from the aqueous solutions of their salts. Okay, by displacement reaction, or else simply by simple heating, not to very high temperature. If you heat to very high temperatures, then that process is said to be pyrometallurgy. But in hydrometallurgy, so generally we heat to very less temperatures, low temperatures, or else we we use displacement reactions in their aqueous solution. Hydro means aqueous. Okay, so here the metals which come after copper. So after copper, all the metals which come in the activity series, so they can be extracted from their ores by this process. Okay, mainly these processes are involved. So here, this already we have learned about electrometallurgy. That means electrolysis. So here now we will learn about pyrometallurgy. So this is most important. So under pyrometallurgy process, there are so many things are involved. I mean, in many ways, so pyrometallurgy can be done. Okay, so depending upon the type of metal and the nature of the ore, we can use the pyrometallurgy. So here, some of the pyrometallurgical processes are smelting, roasting, calcination, etc. Smelting, calcination, so etc. So we will learn about these three pyrometallurgical process in this video. Okay. So first of all, we will learn about smelting. Smelting, generally, this process it is used to extract iron metal from its ore. Mainly, it is used for the extraction of iron. So this smelting process it is done in a special type of furnace known as blast furnace. Blast furnace. So in this process, okay, actually ore is mixed with flux. So in this process, ore is mixed with flux. Okay, along with the fuel. So for the extraction of iron, so we use the ore Fe2O3 hematite. Hematite ore is used. Okay, it is mixed with the flux. What is flux? Flux is a substance which reacts with the impurities. Okay, there are so many impurities in the ore, in this ore, iron oxide. Okay, mainly silicate impurities. Iron oxide is generally associated with silicon dioxide, SiO2, silicate impurities. So in order to remove this one, so we add a flux. So what is that flux we use here? Calcium carbonate or else lime. Okay, lime. And fuel, generally we use coke as the fuel. Okay, so now this mixture is heated strongly. Upon heating strongly, what happens? The ore is reduced to uh, metal. Okay, uh, in the molten state. See here actually blast furnace. Blast furnace. It is a very I mean it's a place. It is a construction. Okay, uh, it is very tall construction. At the bottom there are some gaps. Okay, there are some gaps. So this is a room like structure. So here cup and cone arrangement is there, a special type of arrangement known as cup and cone arrangement. So here from the top a mixture of ore, flux and fuel is introduced into this one. Okay, into this one. So from the bottom very hot air, hot compressed air, hot compressed air is introduced. So what happens? So this is entirely this is empty chamber. So the roof, sorry, the walls they are made up of special type of material which can withstand very high temperatures. They can withstand to very high temperatures. Okay, right. So through these openings, so hot and compressed air is sent into this chamber. So here the chamber here it will be around 2000 degrees centigrade temperature. So as these hot air gases they move up, what happens, they become cool and cooler. So here somewhere it is around 1200 degrees centigrade, somewhere here it is around 700 degrees centigrade, and so on. As we move up, what happens? So the temperature decreases gradually. So there is an outlet at the top to send through this outlet the unwanted gases are sent out. Okay, they are called as flue gases. Flue gases, that means impure gases or else unwanted gases. So what happens? Actually, when this mixture is introduced into the, so this entire thing is called as blast furnace. Okay, so here from the above this mixture is introduced. So slowly that mixture will come down. So this carbon, initially this is a fuel, so it will react with the air. So when carbon reacts with the air, so that means particularly now with oxygen in the air under hot conditions, because the temperature is very high. So what happens? It forms carbon monoxide. It forms carbon monoxide. So that means carbon monoxide gas is formed. Fuel is coming down, and around this in this area, what happens? This reaction takes place, and carbon monoxide gas is formed. So immediately that gas will move up. Okay, fuel will come, it will convert into gas, and that gas will move up. It will try to escape through this one. So while this gas is moving up, what happens? So on its way, so it will react with the ore. This gas, this carbon monoxide gas which is formed around this area, in this area, it will move up and around this temperature. What happens? It will react with the ore Fe2O3, and this ore is reduced to iron. Iron metal is formed. So this will take the oxygen from the ore. So carbon monoxide will take oxygen from ore, and it gets oxidized to carbon dioxide gas. So every one carbon monoxide will take one oxygen to form carbon dioxide. So there are three oxygens. So it requires three carbon monoxide and forms three carbon dioxide gas. So what is left over? Iron is left over. So in this way, iron is formed. So here around this temperature, around the temperature range above 700 degrees centigrade. So what is happening? This iron ore, it is converted into iron metal. So here iron metal is formed. The iron metal which is formed here, so slowly it will come down. So when it reaches to very high temperatures, so what happens? At this temperature, this iron metal will melt, and finally at the bottom the iron is collected. Iron is collected in the form of a molten iron. Okay, iron is collected in the form of what? Molten iron. So that means in blast furnace, so the metal is obtained in molten state. Okay, see, there is one thing we didn't discuss here. What is that one? So about this one, calcium carbonate. See, what is the use of this one? See, there are impurities along with the ore, mainly silica impurities, SiO2, sand. So this one, this calcium carbonate or this lime, what happens at this temperature? So when it reaches to this around this high temperature, so this calcium carbonate, it breaks down and liberates the calcium oxide, and carbon dioxide gas is formed. It will be escaping. So the carbon dioxide gas which is formed at this high temperature, so it will escape, and what is left over? Solid calcium oxide known as quicklime is left over. Now this quicklime, so here this quicklime will react with the impurities. So this impurity is present along with this iron oxide in the ore. This impurity is present actually, impurity or gangue. So now this impurity, in order to remove this impurity, so what happens? This flux, so this is formed from this one. So this is nothing but flux. Hence this is also called as flux. So now flux, okay, flux will react with this impurity, and this impurity is converted into a substance known as slag. So that means calcium oxide will react with silicon dioxide to form calcium silicate. So this is called as slag. Slag is a molten substance. It is a fusible substance. It is a fusible substance. It is a molten substance. So actually, so impurities are converted into slag. So what is slag? Slag is nothing but when flux reacts with impurity, those impurities are converted into slag. So now here, so slag is formed somewhere here, and finally, so this slag will be in the fusible state. That means in molten state. So iron is in molten state, and even slag also it is in molten state. But the slag it is lighter in weight. So because of its light weight, what happened? This slag will float on the iron metal. So it will be collected above the iron metal, and through some openings, so this slag is sent out, and even this molten iron is also it is sent out by certain by opening. Okay, so like this, in this way, iron metal is obtained from the ore. Okay, so here all the processes are involved in the in blast furnace. So this furnace is called as blast furnace. So this all these processes together we call it as smelting. Okay, smelting. So slag is formed and melting of molten iron is formed. Hence slag is formed and molten iron is formed. Hence simply it is called as smelting. Okay, right. So now another process. So smelting is finished. Generally smelting is used for the extraction of iron from ore known as hematite. Okay. Uh, next, the next type of pyrometallurgical process is roasting. What is roasting? Roasting is nothing but heating of ore. Heating of ore uh, in the presence of air below its melting point. Okay, heating of ore in the presence of air below its melting point is called as roasting. Ore in the in the in the presence of oxygen. Okay, heating of ore in the presence of oxygen to very high temperatures. Very high temperatures. Very high temperatures means below its melting point. That means the ore should not melt. Okay. So generally this roasting process it is used for the conversion of sulfide ores. Sulfide ores are converted into oxide ores. Oxide ores. Generally remember that. So from oxide ores we can easily extract iron, or else any metal can be extracted easily from oxide ores when compared to extraction from sulfide ores. So metal can be extracted easily from oxide ores. Okay, so that is why sulfide ores should be converted into oxide ores. So this can be done in by method known as roasting. Okay, sulfide ore it is heated to very high temperatures in the presence of oxygen. For example, take zinc sulfide. So in the extraction of zinc metal from this zinc sulfide ore, so this zinc sulfide it is roasted, okay, in the air, so to very high temperatures. So what happened? This zinc sulfide will convert into zinc oxide, and sulfur dioxide gas is formed, and this will be removed from this. This will be removed. So this is formed. So this is converted into this one. That means sulfide ore is converted into oxide ore. So roasting can be done in a special type of furnace known as a reverberatory furnace. So reverberatory furnace will be like this. So uh, this is a metal plate on which the ore is kept. The ore, sulfide ore is kept on this metal plate. Okay, and there is a fire box. So here the fuel is burnt. So when fuel is burnt, see, actually this will be like this. The structure will be like this. This is also a furnace, a special type of furnace, okay, known as reverberatory furnace. So here in reverberatory furnace, there is a plate. Okay, there is a plate. On this plate the ore is kept. So now here this is called as a fire box, where fuel is heated. So what happens? Some gases, hot air or else hot gases will uh, will flow through this one, and finally what happens? Ore they touch the ore. So so this contains oxygen. So now what happens? So now this is the ore and this is the air, which hot air which is coming. So reaction takes place between these two. Okay, so the oxygen from the hot air will react with the ore and this ore, the sulfide ore is converted to oxide ore. So now we kept a sulfide ore, but finally what happens? So here the sulfur dioxide which is formed, so it will escape along with some other impurities. Some impurities are also present, so those impurities will convert into their oxides and their gases, and those gases will escape in this way. Okay, so this is a special type of furnace known as reverberatory furnace. So here even the ore is obtained in solid state. So this is in solid state, and even the oxide is also will be in the solid state only. Okay, so like this. Next process. So in generally roasting is used for conversion of sulfide ore into oxide ores. Okay, so roasting is the process of heating of ore in the presence of oxygen to very high temperatures below its melting point. Okay, now the next process known as calcination. Okay, now we will learn about calcination. Even calcination is also done in reverberatory furnace. Roasting and calcination both are done in the reverberatory furnace. So in calcination, what do we do? See here, heating of ore in the absence of oxygen, in the absence of air. So here calcination means what? Calcination means heating of the ore in the absence of air, oxygen or air, to very high temperatures below its melting point. So here we don't send oxygen. Okay, we don't send oxygen, or else we don't send air. Okay, so what happens? Generally, this method is used for the conversion of carbonate ores, conversion of carbonate ores into oxide ores. So generally, for example, magnesium carbonate. In the extraction of magnesium from this ore, so this carbonate is converted. So it is heated in the absence of air. So that means it does not react with oxygen. Okay, because absence of air, or else absence of air means absence of oxygen. So when magnesium carbonate is heated, generally any metal carbonates, when heated, they liberate carbon dioxide gas, and finally they convert it to the metal oxides. So here what is happening? So metal carbonate ore is converted into oxide ore. In roasting process, sulfide ore is converted into oxide ore, whereas in calcination, carbonate ores are converted into oxide ores. So like this. Okay. Another example, calcium carbonate. When heated, it converts into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So in the extraction of calcium metal, so we use calcium carbonate ore because calcium carbonate, the limestone which is available in large amounts. So from limestone we will get a calcium oxide upon heating, that means upon calcination, and from this limestone, this is called as quicklime, this is called as limestone, and from this one, from this material, so this is a ore of calcium, so we can obtain this calcium metal. So here this process is said to be calcination. See, in all these processes we are heating ore to very high temperatures. So that is why, so this process is said to be a pyrometallurgical process. So all these are pyrometallurgical process. Okay. So here in calcination, the ore is decomposed into oxide ore, and carbonate ore is decomposed into oxide ore, and finally it forms oxide ore. Okay, right. Now we will learn some other. These are the processes which are involved in metallurgy, main process. And we learn some more terms like a flux. See, already we have introduced a term known as flux. What is flux? Flux is a substance which is added in order to remove the impurity from the ore. Okay, ore is always contains some impurities along with it. So those impurities can be removed by adding a substance known as flux. When ore when I mean when impurities are okay, when impurities are present in the ore, in order to remove the impurities, we'll add a substance known as flux, so that these impurities will convert into a special type of substance known as slag. Okay, so this slag generally it is obtained in molten state. It is obtained in molten state. Hence, it is said to be fusible material. Fusible material. Okay, right. See, impurities are of two types. Impurities are of two types: acidic impurities and basic impurities. Example, acidic impurity. Already we have seen example in the extraction of iron. So iron oxide, it is having impurities known as silicon dioxide. So acidic impurities means generally non-metal impurities, non-metal oxides. Example, silicon dioxide. So this is acidic impurity. In order to remove the acidic impurity, so we have to add the flux, basic flux having basic nature. So we have added, so to remove silicon dioxide, we have added basic flux. What is it? Calcium oxide or else calcium carbonate. So it is basic in nature. So these two are basic in nature. So what happened? So this one will react. This impurity will react with the flux. To form what? A substance known as slag, calcium silicate. It is a slag. So like this. So when acidic impurities are present, then the flux used should be basic flux. Okay. Suppose if basic impurity is present, so impurity may be basic also. For example, in the extraction of aluminium, so the aluminum metal, so this it will contain impurity known as ferrous oxide. Ferrous oxide is an impurity in the ore of aluminium. So in order to remove this impurity, so this is what metal oxide. Generally metal oxides are basic in nature. Metal oxides are basic in nature, whereas non-metal oxides are acidic in nature. So here, so in the extraction of aluminum ore, you will find such impurities. Okay, so this is basic impurity because it is a metal oxide. So if basic impurity is present, then we have to use acidic flux. We have to use acidic flux. Acidic flux. Acidic flux. Example of acidic flux is SiO2, silicon dioxide. Silicon dioxide can act as acidic flux. See here in this process. So here silicon dioxide is impurity. When silicon dioxide is impurity, we use the basic flux. When some other metal oxides are impurities, then we use silicon dioxide as acidic flux, because silicon dioxide, it is a non-metal oxide, it is acidic in nature. Okay, so here what happened, when base impurity is present, when impurity is basic, then we use acidic impurity. Generally silicon dioxide, it is acidic, acidic flux. It is a flux. Okay, don't get into confusion. So this is what, this is impurity. When impurity, remember, when impurity is in basic nature, then we use acidic fluxes like silicon dioxide. Okay, suppose if silicon dioxide is impurity in some other substance, because it is acidic in nature, so we use basic flux. Okay, so here it forms what? So if basic impurity is present, then we have to use acidic flux. If acidic impurity is present, we have to use basic flux. Okay, so here if acidic impurity is present, if basic impurity is present, we use acidic flux. So reaction takes place between the impurity and flux, and finally it forms a ferrous silicate. It forms a ferrous silicate. So it is what? It is a slag. Okay, so like this. So that means formation of slag, it is nothing but a neutralization reaction, because so if one substance is acidic in basic in nature, the other substance will be acidic. Okay, that means acid will react with base to form a material known as slag. Here it is neutral in nature. Okay, so it is nothing but neutralization. So removal of impurity by adding flux, it is a process of neutralization. Okay, so like this impurity means gang. So that means whenever ore is having some impurity, so that those impurities may be of either acidic impurity or basic impurity. Okay, in order to remove those impurities, we have to add flux. So what type of flux we have to add? If the impurity is acidic in nature, then we have to add a basic flux. If the impurity is basic in nature, we have to add acidic flux, okay, to that ore, and we have to heat that material. So then what happens, that those impurities are converted into slag. So during this process, what happens, impurities are converted into slag. So like this, right? Next, so in all these things, we have to heat to very high temperatures. So where do we heat? Where do we heat? So we will heat the ore or else all these materials in a special type of constructions known as furnaces. A special type of constructions known as furnaces. What are furnaces? We'll discuss about furnace for few seconds or for few minutes. Furnace. What is furnace? The construction in which very high temperatures are created, are generated, or else created. Okay, uh, to heat the ore. So ore is heated to very high temperatures very high temperatures in a special type of construction known as furnace. See, generally furnace mainly contains three parts. Three parts. What are the three parts present in a furnace? So one part is called as hearth. Hearth. Another part is known as chimney. Okay. And another part is known as firebox. See, we have seen reverberatory furnace. So in reverberatory furnace, actually it is like this. We have seen the diagram in our previous discussion. So here there is a hot plate. Okay, so this hot plate is separated by a firebox. So where fuel is burnt here. So here when fuel is burnt, it produces what? Hot air or else hot gases. Okay, those hot gases, they will move towards this plate, and this plate is called as hearth hearth. Okay, so on this hearth, ore is kept on this hearth. Okay, hearth is the place inside the furnace. This is furnace known as a reverberatory furnace. So in this reverberatory furnace, so hearth is present. On this hearth, ore is kept. So that means hearth is a place inside the furnace where ore is kept for heating purpose. Next, what is firebox? This is called as firebox. So inside the firebox, the fuel is burnt and a large amount of heat is generated. Okay, so like this. Uh, so this is firebox. Then what is chimney? So this is called as chimney. So here what happens? All the waste gases are produced. So if any waste gases are produced, they are removed through a special type of opening. So they are through this opening, those waste gases. Waste gases means they are called as flue gases. Okay, they are eliminated or else they are removed by a special opening known as chimney. Chimney is a opening. Okay, it is an outlet through which flue gases or else waste gases are sent out. Okay, like this. So here we have discussed two types of furnaces. One is known as blast furnace. So we have discussed about blast furnace. So it is a special type of construction. Okay. So here in this blast furnace, hearth, chimney and firebox, they are all together. They are present together. Okay. So in both firebox and hearth are combined in a big chamber. Okay. So it will accommodate the ore and fuel because we'll send ore as well as fuel. So from the upside, from the upper, we'll pour the ore and even fuel also. So that means ore and fuel, they are they are sent into the same big chamber. Okay, so in the blast furnace. But in reverberatory furnace, it has both firebox and hearth separated. So this is firebox and this is hearth. So this firebox is separated from the hearth. But in the blast furnace, both hearth, firebox and even this is outlet known as chimney. So all these are present together. But in reverberatory furnace, so firebox is separated from hearth. In blast furnace, both firebox and hearth, they are present in the same chamber. Okay. Here what happens in the reverberatory furnace? The flames or else vapors, the vapors which are produced from the firebox or else the flame, they burn this flame or else these vapors, they will burn the ore which is kept on the hearth. Okay, that means here the gases or else the vapors or else the hot gases and the ore, they are in contact in they are made to contact in what? In reverberatory furnace. But there is a special type of furnace known as retort furnace. retort furnace. So in retort furnace, there is no direct contact between the hearth or firebox, and even the flames do not touch the ore. Okay, so in reverberatory furnace, the flames or else hot gases they touch the ore, but in retort furnace, even the flame does not touch the ore also. Okay, and there is no contact between hearth and firebox. So here hearth it is in contact with the firebox. Okay, and they are separated. Okay, here the vapors will touch the ore, but in retort furnace the vapors does not touch the ore, but the ore is get heated. Okay, the here the earth and fire they are not in contact with each other. Okay, so uh, like this different types of furnaces. This is what this is blast furnace, blast furnace. This is reverberatory furnace. Reverberatory furnace. Okay, so like this. So that means any furnace generally furnace means it is having three parts known as hearth, chimney, and firebox. So like this, I mean this is all about the things related to metallurgy. Okay, right. Okay.